it's Angie from Canterbury Trails Farm, and today we're making pain tinctures. And the word is a really strange word, and I always feel like I'm saying it wrong. It's Tincture. We're going to be using a method called the Simpler's method, using 3 different herbs, 3, 2, 1, those are the parts. And so we're going to be using 3 tablespoons of white willow bark, 2 tablespoons of the devil's claw, and 1 tablespoon of yarrow. And I'll be mixing this with 80% proof vodka. Now the proof thing, what is that? So when you see a proof, like 100 proof, 80 proof, that means that half of the proof is alcohol and half of it is water. So this is 40% alcohol and 40% water make up 80 proof vodka. You want to aim for an 80 to 100 proof vodka. You can also use, if you don't want an alcoholic tincture, you can use grapeseed oil or vinegar. The issue with using vinegar or grapeseed oil is that, for one thing, it only lasts a year, and also the alcohol can extract properties from the herbs that the water-based liquid can't extract. You're going to need dropper. The reason why you want brown is because it's going to protect, when the finished product is in it, it's going to protect the herbs and the alcohol from ultraviolet rays from the sunlight. Okay, so I have a mortar and pestle. You're also going to just need like a canning jar, because this is what we're going to have to let it sit in 4 to 6 weeks. So white willow bark is for pain, and this is what originally aspirin came from. So we need 3 tablespoons of that. And this is pretty shredded up already, so I'm just going to do a light grinding of it. And I'm using all dried. My herbs are all dried here. And if you're harvesting willow bark, you are harvesting it from the inside layer of the bark, not the outside that you see. White willow bark is just really, really good for pain. If you're taking something that contradicts with aspirin, or if your doctor has told you not to take aspirin, you need to be very careful about taking white willow bark. 2 tablespoons of devil's claw. And I have made a stronger tincture using 3 parts devil's claw and 2 parts white willow, but as you can see, I have just enough devil's claw to do 2 parts, so I sort of reversed my tincture. It's a little stronger when you use more devil's claw than white willow. Devil's claw grows in Africa, and it fights inflammation and pain. So the seeds of the devil's claw are really interesting. They look like almost little sawtoothed teeth, is what they look like, little seed pods. But if you look it up online, you'll see they have these really little claw-looking pods, and that's why they get their name devil's claw. I have not yet grown my own devil's claw, but I got the seeds and I am going to attempt. It's supposed to be very difficult to grow because of the climate situation. It's in Africa, so I might try growing it inside, and then I might try moving it outside. Got my white willow bark and my devil's claw, and then I just want 1 tablespoon of yarrow. Now, if you don't have yarrow, you could also use golden seal. Yarrow treats inflammation and pain, and golden seal is an anti-inflammatory, so golden seal would help with inflammation. But I'm going to use the yarrow. Flowers and leaves. I've put them all in my jar, and I've put a label on my jar saying it's pain tincture, and I've got today's date. I've got the 3 herbs that I used, and I have the dates ready that I could actually start straining it if I wanted to. So I've put those on the thing, and then I'm going to, down here on the jar, just going to draw a line telling me where my herbs are. Why am I doing that? Because we need to pour the vodka over it, and it needs to be 2 to 3 inches over this mark. I'm going to check it every 2 to 3 days, and if my alcohol does not stay 2 to 3 inches, let's mark 2 inches here. the 2-inch mark. So my alcohol level needs to stay at least at this mark every day, and if it looks like it's absorbed or evaporated or whatever, I just need to top it off. So let's put our alcohol. And it's normal for your herbs to float. Some of your herbs will float to the top. Lid on tight. Give it a good shake. And we're going to let this sit for 4 to 6 weeks. When we come back, we're going to strain it off, and then we're going to put it in our little bottles. But remember, I'm going to check this every 2 to 3 days to make sure that my vodka level is at this mark. So I'm going to set this in my sunny window, and we'll be back in 4 to 6 weeks. Okay, it's been 4 to 6 weeks since I put my herbs in the vodka to steep on my sunny windowsill, and now it is time to strain off the herbs and put our tincture for pain into a dropper bottle. I am anticipating having a significant quantity left that won't go in the dropper bottle, so I'm just going to put that into a clean mason jar, and I'll refill my bottle as needed. I'm just using a small 1 cup Pyrex pourable measuring cup and a strainer. I always put a towel or something down just in case I spill stuff. Okay, I'm also going to be using an iced teaspoon to help. It'll be pretty dry when you can't get any more liquid out of there. You don't want to fill it all the way to the top because you need to leave room for your dropper. A adhesive label that has that it's the pain tincture, that what the ingredients are, and that I need 2 to 4 droppers 3 times daily, up to 3 times daily. I'm just going to store the rest in my little mason jar in my medical supply shelf with my medicines, and I'll put a label on this too, obviously, and then I can refill my bottle as I need to. The spent herbs you can just put in your compost. So this has been Angie with the Herbal Pain Tincture. Thank you for joining us today.